Hello. It's okay, Coyote. We got doggies here. There he is. He's on TV now. How are we doing? Happy Mindset Monday. Miss Shantae, you stay. Hello, hello. Oh, it's in the pocket of that pink sweatshirt. Oh my goodness. So, where's my? Oh yeah, I'm like, where's my phone? It's up here on the live stream. So I am obviously not in my regular studio. I'm on location right now. I'm on went out of town to celebrate the final weekend of the 360, and here we are. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me all right. Type in the chat. Let me know. Shantae, okay, so you can hear me. Okay, sweet. Okay. Brittany, hello. Oh, there's a play going on. Oh, that's where my camera is. I'm going to put my finger there. Okay, cool. Tiana, hello. Jennifer, hello. Jennifer, you're doing the scripting workshop. Awesome. I'm so glad you're liking it. Dina, hello. Celine, how are you, Celine? Hope you're doing well. Leaf, Leanne, Miriam, Sharmetta, Janae, Arsh, hello. And I got Facebook going on a separate, I got my old school setup where I have my Facebook here and my YouTube here. So I went live differently than I have been. So I'm glad everyone's more here now. Yay. DJ 16's hello. How are you? Maria, Andrea, oh hey girl. Asan, hello. Mesh, yep, we're outside today. Brittany, this is your first live. Welcome. Lucky Libra Danny, hello. Arsh, I am having a great start to my week. Thank you. Because it doesn't feel like the start to a week. It feels like the kind of like the end of a week still. Samantha, hello. Because I'm on a little, I guess it's like a little mini vacay. Just hanging with some fam in a new city. Got out of town for a few days. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. Oh, Nook says hi. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well. Send me an update. Let me know what's going on. Channy says, hi, I only found your channel a couple days ago, but I'm already in love with your content. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thanks for joining and welcome. Abaja says, yeah, we're outside today. Yes, we are. The angle's kind of weird. I wanted you to be able to see the pool, but the lighting is like, when I set it up, the blues were like perfect, but now there's too much reflection. I don't know what to do about it. You don't want to look at the barbecue. No, you don't. Okay, whatever. Imagine that this is blue. So what's going on? What are we celebrating? What's some positive news? Vicky, hello. Montreal, welcome. Your first live. Thank you. Tian says you deserve a mini vacay. Thank you, Tian. I appreciate that. Janessa, what mic am I using? It is it's the MacBook Pro's finest built-in laptop microphone. I'm sure it sounds fantastic. I'm obviously not in my studio today, so I'm just making do with what we got. So hopefully it's okay. Ria says, love your nails. Thank you, Ria. I appreciate it. Tiana, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Says, hey, I booked a holiday for me and SP as a surprise. He was like, he will try to book it off work now today. Said he can't come. I said, oh, well, we're scheduled to see if he can come. And he just said no. Okay. Booked a holiday for me. How far out? Let me ask you a question. I want to know how far out in advance this is. Like, how much time do you have? Am I in Arizona? No, but that's a close guess. There's only probably like one other place that you could tell where I'm at that looks like Arizona. Okay, it does sound well. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. So I'm just waiting for a little. I just want to know from Tiana what is our timeline on this manifestation? Janessa said, sounds like you're here in the room. Maybe I am. Tiffany, hey. Yes, it is sunny outside, so hopefully I can just wear my glasses. That only happened once, but you know. Okay. Okay, Tiana says, we go in July 7th. I waited 5 months to tell him because I was scared. Okay, there you go. You waited 5 months to tell him because you were scared, and then you plucked up the courage to tell him. All right, so, and then you said, okay, there's more. But at first he was talking like he was coming, and now today he was very rude about it and a bit ungrateful, and he hurt your feelings. Okay, so, I need some I need some more backstory because I want to know why were you scared to tell him? Yeah, why were you scared to tell him? Why? And now you're like, what's going on and you're sad? No, I don't believe you. With love. There's no way, because whatever you're sad about right now is what you were scared of for those 5 months. So like, give me the real tea. Like, really, what was the deal? Why were you scared for 5 months? Because you knew he was going to say no, and that's why he did. You know, like, you know, I mean, we could look at like the breakdown of it. Like, at first he said yes, and then he said no, and whatever. But like, ultimately, I'd say that for 5 months you knew that he wasn't gonna go. Okay, Shantae says, looks like Georgia, Utah. That's where I grew up. Okay, so maybe 3 places that it could be. Tiana says, we had a great weekend together. I was scared to tell him because I manifested him back after 4 years. He told me a few years back, he would never go on holiday with me, but after I got him back. Okay. Why wouldn't he never? Okay, hold on. Let me just say something real fast. Manifesting so much. Why? Okay. Why didn't he want to go back? I feel like if anybody is on Reddit, you know, that missing reasons thing. I feel like I'm going through this. I'm like, I want to know what's going on here, because there's stuff underneath here that's like, you know, like where's the information? I need the information here. So why won't he go? Oh gosh. What's the reason? Tell me the truth. Give me the truth here. Why doesn't he want to go on vacation with you? With love. We're all friends here. Janice says we had a breakup before. He said if we aren't together, we wouldn't go back together again on holiday. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if you're like being vague, or if I'm just like, what's the deal here, right? Because like, the reason I'm trying to ask these questions, because all that stuff is, that's why he said no. So, you know, if you want my opinion on why, these are the reasons. And before, you weren't the best version of yourself. I worked on myself, changed who I am, and since then manifested so much great things between us to the point where I can tell we are nearly at your desired end. Soda says, I'm so invested in this. I know, right? This is like a drama. Okay, right. It's like unfolding for ours. I'm scared because he was horrible to me before. Here we go. But now he's so nice, I'm still afraid he'll revert back. Okay. Shit. This is yikes. Okay. What kind of horrible? Yeah, I need to know what kind of horrible before we go forward. Or yeah, because we got to know what the deal is, right? Because like everybody has their own deal. So your reasons for manifesting your situation are going to be completely different from anybody else's. So, okay. I knew it. Sorry. Okay. I had a feeling. I need to know what kind of horrible you're talking about. You just said, and today things were going well till I opened my big mouth and said, are you coming? And then he was like, no. My sister. All right. Heather, Vanessa, hello. Pragati, hello. Okay. He didn't trust you after a mistake you made. Oh my God. There's so many fucking layers. I know. I could feel the layers. I was like, I just could feel that the story was so much years ago, which betrayed his trust. Oh my goodness. Okay. There is a lot of shit between you guys. Right? Okay. Abaja says, was this mistake on vacation? And Tiana says, now we're rebuilding. Abaja, am I saying your name right? I know I ask you that all the time, but then I never see the answer. And you're right here, so please tell me right now. Tiana says, that's the old story I've got so far. So far, yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Grandpa Turtle says, can you not just affirm that you have no history? You absolutely can. So this is why I want to get to the bottom of it, because like, okay, all of this stuff that's going on, like this saga, like I feel like all of us are like so invested in this saga right now. And we're here, we're on your side, and we're gonna make this work. But okay, hold on. You haven't answered my question yet. What kind of horrible is he being to, or was he to you? This mistake was after a vacation. Okay, it was just a bad breakup. Both of us had wrongdoings, but now we have a child together. Okay, man, yeah, there's so many layers to this. Okay, I still want to know what you mean by the kind of horrible you're talking about here, because, yeah. He wouldn't talk to me only about a child. He would talk horrible to me and just rude. Okay. Yeah. Right. Thank you, Grandpa Turtle. We're on the same page. He would dismiss you all the time. Okay. Okay, so but he's not been like that for months and months now. Okay. So this is like what the first thing, like intuitively, that's coming out is like, you're carrying way too many bags. Like you're trying to go on vacation with 20 bags. You know what I mean? Like literally, like that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody that's like like trying to carry all these bags, and you got a kid in tow, and you're trying to like appease this like new manifestation of your person and yourself, and all this baggage from this history. So like I would say like you really need to like work on dropping all this baggage and history, because it's heavy and it's in the way, and you can't carry today's bags when you're carrying like yesterday's bags, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. Imagine that. Oh my God, that's such a good analogy. Imagine if you had to carry every day's bag around you, including today's. Like every day you get a new bag, and you can drop the old ones, or you can just keep carrying around, or you can carry the bag from August 12th, 1994, when, so-and-so said, oh my God, how about this? I don't know if this is the right date, but I remember this dude I went to high school with. I don't know, middle school. I was walking down the hallway. It was in the middle of class. I was going to the bathroom. There's nobody in the hallway, because it was in the middle of class. This dude just walks by, and he just goes, hey, what's up? You're ugly, and keeps walking. And I'll never, ever forget that. I actually saw him years later at a party and told him, and he was like, I would never. I was like, oh, you did? I will never fucking forget that. But anyways, like I'm carrying that. I'll be carrying that back for the rest of my life, but it's just funny. I don't know. But anyways, sorry. I don't know where these things come from sometimes. Tiana said, I don't want to lose him today. I reacted, and I feel like I don't know what to do. I was able to move forward to where we are today because I dropped the old story, but now I'm triggered. Yeah, okay, it's cool. But no, this is the deal. Okay. However, July's 11, so I spent so much money, so now I'm like, okay. Here's the deal. Brandon. No, sorry. No. We're here with you. And your peers are giving you a lot of advice as well here. So, listen, I would say just listen to everything that we're all saying and just kind of move forward in the way that works best for you. Like pick what works and go forward. But what I want to say is that, first of all, stop acting like you lost him. You're making it a big deal. Not saying that it's not, but like you're reacting to it as if it's a huge deal and this is the end. This is going to be the thing. I got spent all this money. You're so final about it. Like you have a month and we have 5 weeks to, like, who cares? Like, I mean, do you know how much can change in 5 weeks? You know what I'm saying? So like, you've spent the money. How about this? You're going on vacation. I don't know where you're going, but maybe like if he doesn't go with you, you can bring your kid or you can bring your best friend or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But like at the end of the day, you don't have to not go on vacation. And vacation doesn't have to mean something bad. And that's what's really important here is I think that whatever happened in that first situation, now vacation's bad in your mind, right? You did whatever you did. So you have you're carrying these guilt bags around. He's reacting, you're reacting. You guys have this new dynamic. That's the new story. It's playing out every single day. You have a child together. So you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. You got to be interconnected. And it sounds like there was like a, you and him, he said you and him and the kid are going together and your best friend and your daughter are coming. Okay. And if he doesn't go, this is what I want to say. If he doesn't go, yay. If he does go, yay. If he doesn't go, we have the perfect person to take the spot, whether it's another relative or another friend or whatever. Okay. We have the perfect person to take the spot. Thank you. I'm really excited to go. It's going to be a great time no matter who is there. And we don't have to say it as like, even if he doesn't go, let's just say, we're going to have an incredible time. And I'm so excited because you have to change this story. And so if you keep going on, yeah, but this, and then he said this, then we might as well not even be talking because it's just like a waste of your, attention. So thank you, Leanne. I just remembered. I'm sorry. I'm so focused. I always remember everything and speak so linearly. Thank you, Dina. I'm going to pin this real fast. It is the last day to sign up for 360 Method. 360method.co is the site. So, yeah, I just want to pin that. I just remember. So, it's not about whether or not he goes. It's about how great of a time this trip is going to be and how you're such a happy family and everything always works out. And man, it's been a bumpy road, but I'm thankful for the bumps because the bumps made me stronger. Like if you imagine somebody that's like hunkering down through the bumps, they're going to be able to handle some shit. They're going to be stronger. Hi, Valerie. They're going to be stronger on the outcome, right? So understand that any of the bumps that you're going through right now, even if the bump feels particularly bumpy or big or bigger than the rest, like who cares if if the road to your pure happiness with this person has some bumps on it? Do you really fucking care at the end of it? If you get to the end of it, who cares about the bumps, right? So what I'm saying is like, as somebody who's I've been married for a long time now. And so we kind of went through all those bumps and like all that stuff. Like A, who cares? And B, thank God, because those things happen. And this man is sitting over here with his legs in the pool, drinking a beer, living his best life. So, you know what I mean? Thank God for the bumps. So you have to kind of turn your perspective like towards like, I am a good person. Whatever happened in our past, that was a bump too. That vacation, like that was a bump. Okay. So don't even acknowledge, like, let the awkward silence happen. Tiana says, we left weirdly. I know I've grown on my self-concept because I'm not exactly sad. I just want some redirection. I know I've got this. We just have an awkward silence between us. Okay. So let the awkward silence be like good. I'm the kind of person when I'm annoyed, I need silence to get over it. And if you like keep bugging me, I'm going to stay mad. So like, if there's silence, great. I just saw like a muscle being, like a muscle being smoothed out, like something being mended, like just like, oh, thank God. There's awkward silence because now he has time to think. And now he can remember exactly why he's with you and that he doesn't want to lose you, and he's going to step his shit up and get his shit together, just like you said he was. And so, and you are as well. And I just want to make sure that like you aren't putting all the blame on yourself, because that's a little bit of what I like saw in your wording. It sounded like you were taking on, in my opinion, look like too much of the blame. Nobody is to blame here, but we need to understand that you had an act in manifesting him in his behavior, and he had an act in acting in that behavior, and both of you, you know. So, and fine, great, it's a learning lesson, and now we can move forward in a new okay, all right. I'm gonna Tiana, you keep telling me, okay, so you're talking about what happened and blah blah. That's cool that all that stuff happened. I know you're letting me know, but just as a coach, just to let you know, if you keep going back to what he said and be like, well, he said this, and then like it's so irrelevant. You said it, okay, that made you feel like you should have just told him not to be scared. Exactly. That's right. That's kind of like back at the whole point in the whole beginning, right? When I said you spent those 5 months, like what was going on in those 5 months is why. But just like going forward, you need to really look at you. Like my biggest advice would be to train yourself to stop looking at what has happened and expecting that because what has happened, that's what your future is going to be shaped off of that. You know, like you really have to, like, you have to move forward in the story and the expectation that like who you guys were has morphed into this, and not we just are this great thing now. You know, like I feel like you're looking too much at the back. You're looking backwards too much and not forwards. So there's that. And then just, you know, again, the reason it happened is you, I think that was like your question is why. That's what you came here to ask, right? Why did this happen? Oh, you didn't really say. You just said what happened. So yeah, like the 5 months you spent worrying about it definitely are why this is like kind of coming out rocky, but it sounds like you're manifesting too. So it doesn't mean that it's over. That's why I said don't give up. You have 5 weeks left. Yeah, 5 weeks left. Just you're going on vacation together. Just work on happy, healthy, whole family and family unit, and let the rocks be you guys smoothing out your communication and your trust and all that stuff, and knowing that that's what's going on. If that makes sense, you know, just like just giving less attention to the issues from before, and putting your all, like if you said you worked on yourself and you changed, then prove it by being that person. You know, even when it gets rocky, that person is going to react and handle the situation differently, you know, which is what you're doing. So congrats, and keep us posted, because we're all very much invested in you now, in your story. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Leaf. Oh, hi. Mingo wants to come out. You mind? Thank you. She's gonna start clawing at the door. She's just staring me in the eyes. Daddy's coming. Okay. There he is. There he is. Okay. Leaf says, weird question, but and thank you for the super chat. Is Earth like school and we came here to learn and become our highest self, or we just live the way we want? I would say that it's both. I personally think it's both. I definitely do think Earth is a school. I got that from Dolores Cannon. If you guys want to check her out, the way that she describes it, she channeled entities like all over the world, and they would just like pick up, and she'd be like, she's the person who she basically developed and pioneered past life regression, and she like took people like beyond theta or into theta or something like that, like back in the 70s before anyone had really done it. And so she started doing it all over the world. And as she would take people like beyond their past lives, so she'd go through all their past lives, and then she found out there was something beyond that. And when she got to that thing was an entity that she would go all over the world, and it would just like, it'd be like she would interview like someone in like Kentucky, and then she'd go to like India, and then they'd be all in their little hypnosis, and then they'd be like, hello, Dolores, here's chapter 3 of your book, and then they would like continue the story. So she got me on board, but in just the way that they explain it about Earth being a school, and like how you start out as like a molecule, air, dust, rocks, and you just work your way up through the food chain, essentially, if you want to think about it like that. But you know, animals and birds, you get what I'm saying. Trees, birds, fuck, plants, animals, rocks, humans, and shit. And probably shit, maybe shit, I don't know. And then when you get to human, that's like you know, high school or college or whatever, and then you have to basically like clear your karma, essentially, I guess is the quickest like way I could say it. But anywho, that's what Dolores talks about. So you know, if you don't resolve the things that you're dealing with, then you have to come back and do it again. And I think that we, you know, when you talk about like reincarnation or like soul entanglement and souls kind of having those contracts, or people that have wronged you in one life, we go back and do it the other way around and try to right the wrongs and stuff in the next life. I don't know about all that, but I don't know, sounds like it. But and then your second part is we came here to learn and become our highest self, which yes, I do. Maybe not become our highest self, but certainly like connect to it enough to ascend through the school, because I don't think we're supposed to become that. I think we're supposed to live what you said, like live the best version, the most connected version to it. Because I think the point of being here is to experience humanity. So that's why I don't think that becoming our highest self, like, I guess maybe you mean that metaphor, you know, not literally. I don't know. I was thinking of like raising somebody, like raising up and like fucking rays of lights. But maybe metaphorically living our best, most authentic lives and learning as much as we can. I don't know, something like that. I think it's all of those things. And thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Tiffany, thank you. Oh, there's that wind. Okay, Tiffany says, thank you, Tiffany, for the super chat. Trauma has come up to purge. It's been intense. Any advice on how to purge, dissociate with the purge stories and tell new stories all at the same time? Okay. I wanted to get the visual for what you were saying. Okay, so I just visualized somebody who was like throwing up, but that's not me, and then also trying to eat at the same time. I think you need to do them, and I don't know if that's the truth, but like instinctually, that's what came up, was that like, what? It makes no sense. Like if you think about it in any other way than trauma, like you're a human being, so like purging, like let's use a different analogy. I'm going to have a yard sale while also denying and erasing that it's mine. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm going to forget I ever had these things, while at the same time I'm having a moving company bring in all new stuff. I mean, not that it's not possible, it just sounds kind of wacky. Like it doesn't sound right. It sounds like you would probably purge, make peace with the fact that shit's gone, and then welcome in the new stuff, right? So maybe the disassociate needs to be turned into, that's the making peace thing, not turned into, but the word disassociate, which I know I use it a lot when I talk about like healing physical stuff, right? What if it doesn't want to be disassociated from you? What if it just wants to be accepted? You know what I mean? Like again, all that shit you went through was awful, but you are a really incredible person, and you wouldn't be that person without all that shit. So what if disassociating with that means not being who you are today? And I think that you like who you are today, and I think you like who you're on the way to being. So I think that let's change the disassociate to acceptance, maybe, when it comes to I'm hearing the word shame. So you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, like things that are in the dark need to come to light, right? Like that would be the opposite of it. So if something is in the dark or has been considered dark or not good, or, you know, we have that talk about all that stuff on our chat. Which if you guys want to watch it, it's on my channel. If you want to watch Tiffany being her awesome self. Right? Because it's like, I'm trauma, I'm purging, it's intense, disassociate. It sounds very negative, right? And like, what if that's your inner child, and we're like talking about it like we need to get the fuck up out of here, you know? And so again, maybe acceptance, less blah, you know, a loving release. So now that you've done the trauma, you've done some purging, let's do some loving and releasing and the acceptance of, you know, like, again, let's say you got rid of all of your childhood memory, every knickknack that you had, or every photo that you ever had from your childhood. That would it might be hard to actually let go of, and there might be a mourning period of knowing that you didn't have that anymore. So give that, whatever you release, pay it its respects. That's what I just heard. Give it the respect that it paid its respects, like you would anything else that's dying or being released. And you don't go to a funeral and talk about all the fucked up things that person ever did or said to you, you know, or like the embarrassing shit that they did, or that one time they fucking got, you know, a ticket, or, you know what I'm saying? You don't talk about that stuff. You talk about the amazing person that they were. You honor them. So I think that's what's missing here. Yeah. And keep us posted. Let us know how it goes. Okay. Let's see. Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, my SP and I are together a lot because of kids. We always sit together and often even ride together, yet he never asks me questions. He shares with me, so I know he feels safe around me, yet why not interested in me? Because you're saying he's not son of hollybobs. Why am I hollybobs? Yeah, so like, okay. So right now you have a story of this person, of that, like, let's say they take but they don't give, or they you know, they tell but they don't ask. If you know what, you want to go super, you know, down to what you said here. But like, personally, I would maybe look beyond, like, what else are they contributing for themselves, but not for you, right? Like, I would look at that. And probably overall, right? Because that may not be the first time you've experienced that, where you're giving more than you're getting. So first off, I would say that there's probably some underlying stuff underneath, like whatever the reason that you have manifested this to begin with, is why this person would be acting like this to you. But also there is he never asked me questions. He tells me so much, but he never asked me anything about me. I know he feels safe about me, but he doesn't ask me about me. Why is he not interested in me? Every time you do that, that's going to be another day where he's not interested in you. It's not that he's not interested in you, but he can't ask you the questions because he can't penetrate your manifestation wall. Your wall says he doesn't ask about you. He is not interested in you. So that may not be the case. He may be very interested in you. But he's not able to ask you questions because he never asks you questions. He shares with you, but he feels safe enough, but he doesn't ask you about you. It's because your story keeps coming back, right? So you have to work on not saying that about him, even if he's doing that. Like, so from now, this is my advice right now. I would say that what you just typed is the last time you ever say, he never asks you, and he's not into, I'm not even going to finish the sentence. Not worth it. So, last time you ever say it, great. Now it's so awesome that he's so interested in you. He always asks you about yourself. You have amazing conversations. He's an open book with you, and you're an open book with him. It feels so good to be able to connect with him, and vice versa. He loves that he can share with you and that you feel comfortable sharing with him. Maybe he has a story that you're not comfortable with him sharing, or you're not comfortable sharing with him. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but it doesn't really matter because it is whatever you say it is. So let's make something up that actually works for you. Okay. So he always asks you about yourself. He always reciprocates the conversation. He always brings you in. He always includes you. He always considers you. He loves talking to you. He loves sharing with you. He loves hearing about you. He loves hearing about your day. He wishes you would share more often, and he's vocal about that. He loves that you guys share so much together. Blah, 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 blah. Now, next time you're together, and he either is or is not saying anything about you, that's so awesome. He always asks about you. He's so interested. If he's sitting there talking about himself, wow, he's so interested in me. Oh my gosh, he's so interested in me. I love how he always asks about me. That's what you're on a loop saying, because if you even for a second go back to he never asked me anything, that you're going to go down that hill really fast, because that pathway is worn. Your brain is used to going down that pathway. And as soon as you go back to the familiar grounds, it knows exactly where to go, and you know exactly where it's going to go to. So it's really important. I'm going to shout out 360 method. That's my signature method. That's what is last day to sign up. If you're interested, 360method.co. It's pinned to the chat here in YouTube. But it's all about awareness and discipline. And it's all about in the moment thoughts. What are you doing while it's happening? What are you thinking to keep it going in the moment? And what are you, or what are you doing to stop it from happening? How, are you slowing the momentum of it while it's happening in real time? If you're agreeing that he's not asking you anything, you are continuing down that worn path, and you know exactly where it's going to lead right here. So it's not that he's not interested in you. It's just that you keep saying he isn't. Okay, Zara, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how do you stop checking the 3D whilst manifesting? Whilst sounds so proper. Whilst manifesting. I think that was my biggest issue personally over the 4 months. Okay. So checking in the 3D. This, in my best opinion as a coach and a manifesting human, I believe the best way is to find other things that you actually truly enjoy and put that into your day as much as possible, so that you're satisfied enough to not pay attention to what's not there, right? Like if you were at a birthday party, you wouldn't care if it was raining, right? If it was inside. If you were at an indoor birthday party, you wouldn't care if it was raining. So you can, and let's say that your birthday party lasted 8 hours and it was really fun, whatever. That's 8 hours that you're not worried about the rain. That's 8 hours you're not getting wet. If you spent 1 hour at the party, then the rest of your day you'd have to worry about not getting wet, right? In this theory, right? So you would be you'd have less time covered. The less time you're doing stuff that fulfills you, that's where you have to find a place to stay dry, right? You got to find, let's say that there's no such thing as houses, but there are birthday parties, okay? So if you're not at a birthday party, then you're out. You better find some shelter. You better find a tree. You better find a lean-to. I don't know. You better find something, right? So I'm just making some random shit up. Anyways, finding things that actually fulfill you during that time that don't have to do with the manifestation, or that can make you feel better about your manifestation and just make you feel better in general. And then again, as much time as you can. And then when you're not doing that stuff, that's where 360 comes in. That's where awareness and discipline. You have to make sure that, if you are looking at the 3D, if let's say you catch yourself looking at the 3D, you have to redirect yourself right away as soon as you notice it. Oh, yeah, but that's not going to happen to me because actually blah, 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 blah. And so you're always controlling the narrative. You're always taking control of the story no matter what happens, because you just simply can't afford to waste another thought at that point. It's like if you were gambling and you just realized you lost $5,000, like, would you put another, hopefully you might be like, oh, I better step the fuck back off the table for a second, right? Like, or you could just keep throwing your money away, but it's up to you. It's your life. You know what I mean? Do those analogies help? It's just do more of what actually makes you happy so that you don't have as much time to focus on what's not here. That's the best way to put it. Zara says discipline is what I need. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Listen, I always say it, discipline and awareness, it is the cornerstone of being in control of your manifestations. You have to pay attention to what you're doing, and you have to be willing to divert yourself when you catch yourself doing the opposite. They are both equally important. You've got to have them both deployed. And it, in my opinion, it just takes practice. That's what 360 is about. All day, every day, you're always manifesting. Therefore, you can never stop being aware of what you're talking about, and you can never stop redirecting yourself if you're talking some shit that you don't like. You know, there is no time when it's acceptable because you're always manifesting. Okay, Pragati in the Facebook group says, I'm not sure what self-nourishing activities I can do to focus on myself and stop focusing on him. I don't know how to pour into myself. Interesting. That's like the next logical step from what we were just talking about. So, Pragati. Okay, so what I would suggest to you is, again, find what you actually like to do. It doesn't necessarily have to be like typical self-care. We're not talking about like bubble baths, unless, you know, not that those aren't great. But it's not just that. It's literally like, you know, for me, I like things that are pink, as weird as that is. I love like indulging in pink stuff. I like animals. I like going to the beach. I like taking long walks. I like hanging with my husband, singing at the top of my lungs, my freaking doors open so my neighbors want to move. I don't know. But, you know, doing the things that I actually like to enjoy and that make me happy and make me want to be alive again, or not again, or, you know, for tomorrow, and want to keep going. It's those kind of things that literally just fill your cup. So if you like to sew, if you like to draw, if you like to sing, if you like to play music, if you want to start a charity, or you know, volunteer and help other people, or start a business, or, you know, find a manifestation buddy, you know, make homemade ice cream. I don't know. Literally just, it's the stuff that you can be like, ooh, I'm gonna bake some banana bread or whatever, and you just get to go baking banana bread. That's like, I don't bake, so I don't know, 45 minutes of time spent not focusing on, is that right? 2 hours? Oh, I don't bake. Baking's not my strong suit. But anywho, find stuff that you actually like to do, and it doesn't have to be, it's not cliche, like, you know, again, not cliche, go get a manicure. It's not, unless you want to. Actually, when I get my nails done, it's I treat it as self-care, and I'm, you know, make sure that I'm meditating, or, you know, affirming, or just making sure that I'm using that time to relax and just enjoy myself being taken care of in that moment. So it's literally whatever you as a person like to do. And if you don't know what that is, that's awesome, because now you can go on a, you know, self-discovery journey, or you can start experimenting and start going and doing a bunch of different things and trying to figure out what actually brings you joy so you can do more of it. Marley, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, while I've been manifesting my SP back, I have met someone really amazing, and I'm confused. I don't know who I should go with. Okay. All right. I know you're not alone. A lot of people go through this. So I don't know if that comforts you at all, but you're not alone. Here's the deal. I don't know the answer. And how much manifesting, how much meditating are you doing? Because you guys talking about the birds. Because your answers can definitely come in meditation. So almost every day. Okay. And are you asking about tell me about what you're meditating, how, like, what kind of meditations are you doing? And like how long, and what kind of stuff what's going on in your mind? Like, is it a guided or unguided? What kind of, if it is guided, what are they talking about? How long? And what are you doing when you're in there? Like, what are you thinking about? I just want to know a little bit more about your practice. Leanne says, some birds build a nest on my balcony. They laid 5 eggs. The baby's hatched, and I got a video yesterday. Now the nest is empty. Oh no. Leanne has empty nest syndrome. At least you got your video. Marley says, just 30 minutes a day. I'm meditating on myself. I am sexy, confident. I am grateful. Okay, great. So what I want to say is, I challenge you to go into a meditation 30 minutes, great. And you're saying just, no, that's a great place to be. I would suggest going into a blank meditation, like, and I mean blank by like not a guided meditation. So just using like meditation music here on YouTube. Like Jason Stevenson has a bunch, The Meditative Mind, Sleep Tube. Those are probably the ones I use the most. Go into a blank meditation and go into it with the intention of, I want to see who's right for me, who's best for me. Because it sounds like, I don't want you to stop doing your confidence meditation, but I think you should intersperse some meditation where you're just like getting insight, right? So go in there and just say, I want to see, like, you can, let me just name off a bunch of things that you can ask about. You can see like down the road of each person, which one's best for me, which one has the better qualities, which one do I like more, who is better long-term, who speaks to my soul. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up again, but go into your meditation and ask for clarity on it, because only you are really going to be able to answer that. And it's one of those things that like comes up for people a lot. Like, this is a lot of people going through this, where your SP, the reason why this happens is that your SP and you have baggage, like we were talking about earlier, that like gets in the way of your manifestation. Whereas a new person, there's no baggage there. So the manifestation is pure and just can reach them straight on and just get them perfectly. So that's why other people come through when you're doing SP work. And it's fine. Either choice is fine, but that's the thing, it's your choice. And you want to, Leanne, ask your question. I will answer your question. No super chat needed. But I am so focused and always remember what I was just saying 2 seconds ago, which is I don't remember. But basically oh, that's what. Thank you, Marley. Thank you for reminding me. Says, I completely agree with you. It's easier to focus on a new person and amazing feelings you share. Okay, there you go. Exactly. That's exactly the point. It's like the new person. There's no pain. There's no drama. There's no history. There's no insecure. I mean, there's the regular old insecurities that you already got, the regular old fears that you're already walking around with. But there's none of the old, they said this one time, they did this, I saw them looking at this person, they tell me they'd never do this before, we've already broken up, we had this thing go. All that stuff is baggage that you're carrying around that you don't need to carry. With your new SP, there's none. So again, that's why it's so much easier. That's why it feels better, is because it feels better. The other shit is heavy and it's annoying and nobody wants to carry around bags from 5 years ago or whatever, however long, 5 months, who cares? So I would suggest that you have to do some soul searching. This is, you can do journaling. That's another way too. Like maybe journal. Ooh, I just saw this in my head. I like this. Try this. Anybody that's got 2 SPs, try this. Ooh, hold on. We might do a video on this because this might be, maybe I'll do a short little video. If you got 2 SPs, try this journaling technique, right? Get 2 pieces of paper, write each one of their names at the top, and then just go to town. Go down the road of like, what do you like about them? What makes your relationship great? Like even if it's, you're talking about your old SP or whatever, and you have the history, let's forget about all that stuff, right? Like, let's just talk about the amazing things about that person, what our future looks like, how we interact, what I love about them, how I'm so excited. Like literally go down the road of what that relationship's going to look like, and then do the same with your other SP. Like maybe you should like burn some Palo Santo in between to like clear the energy. You take a walk or something, go ground yourself, do some jumping jacks, listen to a song or something to kind of cut the energy so that you can be like pure with each one. And then, just let your pen go and go down the road, go from the beginning to the middle to if there's marriage in your future, if there's children in your future, if there's houses, whatever it is, if there's travel, go down that road and see what it looks like and see how that interaction goes, and just, or anything, like what comes to you, and then just compare those 2. And I think that will really, really give you some insight. So that's a journaling exercise you can do. And I would also do a meditation to just figure out like which one's right for me. And chances are you probably already know. And it sounds like you already do, but that's, I want to let you come to that conclusion on your own. But please keep us posted so we can hear what happens. Okay. Leanne, did you ask a question? Tiffany, you're so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Rituals by Kat. Thank you so much, Kat. Go ahead. Put your question in the chat and I'll answer it. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, there's more. I just now saw this rest of this chat in Facebook. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was not scrolling. Heather, Vanessa, Vicky, hello. This chat's weird. Is it just endlessly scroll? Okay, anyways. All right. Okay. Jude says, can you manifest an SP has a different sexual orientation? I believe that, I believe that orientation is, it's a spectrum, and for one, and that, a person-to-person connection is, has nothing to do with all that crap, all that crap, you know what I'm saying, right? So if you can focus on, it doesn't matter what, like, labels are just not like, that's a late, like, right, like, let's not assume, let's not put a label on it, just let's not assume where they are on that spectrum. Let's not put a label on it. It's not our business. Let's just say that no matter what, your connection transcends all that shit, and they're so excited to meet someone like you and to be around you, or wherever you're at in your connection, like however close you are to that person, they're so excited to find you, because who cares, about that stuff. Okay, Kat says, I've noticed that manifesting an SP seems to be synonymous with a self-love journey. I'm so grateful I've learned how to be good with myself. Are we collectively healing codependent wounds? Okay, question. When you ask, are we collectively healing codependent wounds, do you mean like as a whole, as society, or do you mean between you and your partner, the codependent wounds? I'm just curious if that's what you're asking. Stay bro, like, thank you. I appreciate you stopping by, and I wish the lighting looked right so you could see the blueness of the pool, but it just looks, oh wait, there we go. If I hang back here, then you can see the pool. See the color combination? Okay. You're funny. Okay, so I just want to hear back a little bit more from Kat, but your observation that the SP journey is a self-love journey, 100%, 100%. And I actually really like the way that you worded that. And hold on, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that, because I think that is, oh, you son of a bitch, the chat moved. Oh, bitch, get back here. Okay. Because, hi, come here. Yes, you can come say hi. Yes, this is my mango girl. She loves being on camera, doesn't she? Yeah, she loves being on camera. Is that baby girl? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, it is a self-love journey. It is about how you consider yourself and what you think you're worthy of, and not just like on the surface, because I think that the worthiness stuff. Mango, they're saying hi. The worthiness stuff is so deep and so pervasive that you don't even realize that you're doing it when you are discounting your ability to do something or achieve something, or for someone to love you. Oh, it's Michelle. Michelle said, hey, Mango. Hi, Michelle. So Does that mean what were we saying? I wish this is not my backyard. I wish it was. I'm not at home. I'm on a mini getaway for the weekend. Because it is the final day of 360 to sign up. If you're interested, 360method.co. We're going to get started next week. So if you're on the fence, get over there. Come on and join us. Mally. Yay, Mally's here. Okay. Kat. Did I answer your question? Type in the chat. Let me know. Hello, Jessica. Mama for Wilson's. Hello. Okay. Rosary, how can you heal from childhood emotional, physical neglect? Therapy, journaling, meditation, hypnosis. I mean, literally, like all those things. Even like reading books about the, people that went through like exactly what you went through, or doctors speaking about the effects of that thing. Sometimes that makes it a lot easier to accept and let go of the things that kind of like haunt you or stick with you. But I'd say overall, it's about making peace with what that was and creating and practicing new behaviors that support your continued growth and healing journey, around that specific topic. So you're making peace with it. You're paying attention, you're loving yourself in new ways. And when the triggers come up, you are responding in different ways, and you're using, like we talked about, different techniques to support yourself and making a lifestyle out of supporting yourself emotionally and mentally through that process. Because it's, childhood emotionally and physical neglect, that's something that's, it's like, it's probably not going to ever go away. Like, that's who you are. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a great way. Like, actually, we were kind of talking about this earlier, with childhood trauma. As much as it is terrible and awful that you had to go through it, it also is what brought you to this moment. And it's going to be what helps you heal from it, as weird as that is. So when you can shine love on a part of yourself or a part of your history that has had darkness, like we talked about earlier, you're shifting the dynamic of how it can affect you. And so if you remain constantly aware of that, you can control how you react to things that used to trigger you and strike those feelings and things up. Hope that I'm not a therapist, so I hope that made sense. Go to a real therapist if you can. Malachi, how you doing? Leanne, were you gonna ask a question? Or were you joking? Naya says, I try to stay positive and in the now, but what if your now doesn't make you happy? So I feel like I will continue to manifest the wrong things. I feel like that's kind of what happened to me when I started my journey. I was like really miserable, and it was job related, but I was super, super miserable, and I would just spend like 8 hours a day thinking about how much I hated my life. So, I had to, this is when I developed 360 method. I had to start, or had to stop doing that. I had to start switching all of those thoughts that agreed that I hated my life and make them say something else, even if they weren't true. I just had to stop contributing to it with my thoughts, because I realized how powerful my thoughts were. That it was my thoughts that was creating, not necessarily my feelings. So you can feel however you feel, but if you change the way you think about it, then you are in control. So if you're not positive, if you don't feel positive, fine, but watch your language. That's where awareness and discipline comes in. That's 360 Method, 360method.co for more information. Last day to sign up. I'm just going to drop that in when I can. Okay. So what else we have? What's going on? Leah says, I'm too embarrassed to ask my question, so I'm manifesting someone else to ask me similar. Okay. Well, we can talk after and I'll answer it for you. Send me a voice note. Okay. Okay, Kat says, I guess I want to see if you could elaborate on that. My SP and many others I know seem to have the common thread of codependency. Like it was so normalized and now we're waking up to it. I think that as a whole, humanity is like waking up, if you will, to like the veil's being pulled off a bit, and the way that we used to think, the black and white, left and right, up and down, hard concrete way of living life, we just realized it's just not really the case and never has been. So I think that there's enough, the wave of momentum of people in the collective that are understanding this is growing. And I think that's why so many people are going through it at the same time. There's more people talking about it, we're doing it right now. So the more people that talk about it, the more people that share it, the more people who do experience it. And all of you that are on here right now, you're going to go out into your lives and you're going to affect the people around you. Like Shantae was talking about last week about the effect that just her being here has had on her fiance. So it's going to affect the people around you regardless, because that's just how energy works. They're going to see how you're acting. They're going to see how you're behaving. It's going to either inspire them or repel them, and it's going to shift your world. So I would say as a collective, we're all kind of understanding and looking at the trauma, and also I think the topic of mental health is more accepted nowadays, because the younger generations are like, oh, bitch, this shit's hard, and I'm not going to lie about it anymore, So I think it was kept very hush hush in the older generations, and now that the younger generations just don't give a fuck, they talk about everything in their lives. So of course they're going to talk about the struggles. And now that mental health is more prevalently, accepted, I guess. Does that make sense? Talking about mental health is more prevalent, more widely accepted. More people are able to, or even inclined to, look at why they behave the way they do and have the issues they have. So yeah, I'd say it's an effect that, like, there's a lot more people doing it and speaking about it. There's more access. You have the internet, there's YouTube, there's all kinds of ways now. TikTok is really getting all this information out there in bite-sized form to, again, the younger generations. So, and it was normalized. It was normalized for a really long time. And, it's funny. I'm not going to say who I was talking. I was talking to somebody that I know of an older generation. They were born in the 50s. And they were talking about just the regular old ass beatings that they would receive every day at like 5 and 6 years old for blah, blah, blah. And me and my husband were sitting there just like, you were abused. And they're like, no, that's just how it was. I'm like, I get that. But what you're describing is like serious physical harm to a child that did nothing. And it was completely normalized and accepted. And, I think we're just realizing that how delicate human beings are and how delicate children are, and how much that shit sticks with you. So I think it's great that you are viewing it. And, if there is codependency, then just lean into where and why. Where and when do you deploy it? Why? What kind of need is it serving? And then you can start serving, like, like, let's just say something easy. Like, let's say if you figured out your codependency was hunger related, like when you got super, super hangry, you became codependent. I'm literally making up or you display codependent behavior, whatever. I'm making some stuff up. So then instead of not eating all day and letting yourself get to hangry level, you could eat little small meals throughout the day so you never got to that place that you can manage it. And that's just a 3D example of how you might use this with an emotional response or something, whatever. Does that make sense? Again, not a therapist, so please go see someone who is. Okay. Valerie, hey. Val's here. Everyone says, hey, Val. Hi, Val. So, oh my God, Abaja says, when my parents talk about how they want to go outside and get the Switch. There you go, fear and trauma right there. And then that's going to create performance-based validation, meaning that we want to do the right thing or be good enough or, behave so that we aren't physically punished. And then that just makes you sometimes go out of your way for people that you shouldn't, maybe keeps you from enforcing your boundaries when you should. Obviously, it can play out a lot of different ways for everybody, but it's all something. Tiffany says, those old-fashioned overboard forms of discipline have definitely done more damage than good. That is serious trauma to overcome. Personal experience. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't want to speculate anymore on therapy because I'm not a therapist. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, hi, I'm at my SP in Turkey whilst holidaying. He pursued me at first and all he texts me about is borrowing money, large amounts for bodybuilding supplements. How can I turn this around and have him spoil me? Julie, we've had a session before, haven't we? We've talked before, right? But what I can say now is that right now the story about him is that he's stopped pursuing you. He's now trying to get money out of you. And Brandon, maybe. And you need to turn this around because it's not working, right? That's kind of your story about him. So if that remains your story, and every time you check your phone and every time he sends you something, it has to do with bodybuilding or money, and it's not about you or anything like that, and you react to it, you keep that story in play. And if you want him to spoil you, then that's the language that you want to use in regards to him. And he can't be, in your language, considered to be somebody who is doing the things that you typed in your message. I don't even need to reaffirm it. You've already said it. You have to change his, I keep hearing the word identity, in your mind. Like he has to become something different, and it must remain and persist that when he is showing you the opposite. Like you have to, I will say this. I feel like we've talked before, and I definitely know I recognize you from the Facebook group. And one thing, and I've seen a lot of your messages. One thing I will say is I feel like your reactions are you're reacting too much to your 3D, and you want to manifest these things and you want these things to happen. And I know I don't want to assume, but I'm pretty sure that I remember who you are, and I know you're dealing with some other things that are really important right now. But I think that you are reacting too much to the 3D, and you're keeping the story in place, and you're not changing it when it needs to be changed, which is in real time when you are faced with the opposite 3D validation. So if you're constantly looking at a reality you don't like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Why are you saying that again? You have to get out in front of your language, and you have to be in control of your reactions, or else you're going to keep finding yourself in this loop. So Julie, yeah, I want to hear and I want to know what you do when you're triggered, because that's, or not triggered, when it's essentially triggered, but when you open your phone and you see those messages, where's your mind going? Because that's really important, and that's going to dictate what happens next. Hello, Daniel. Days, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, my SP broke up with me yesterday. How can I manifest her back and maintain a positive mindset while also not ignoring my emotions while I'm hurting? Okay. It's interesting because Tiffany asked a question about this earlier, and she said something. It's kind of the same idea. She said, how can we purge trauma while disassociating from the trauma and bringing in the new positive stuff all at the same time? And that's kind of literally what you're saying right now. How can I manifest her back, maintain a positive attitude while not ignoring my emotions? So my advice is, you don't eat while you're throwing up. Okay? If you're throwing up right now, your emotions, meaning like you're emotionally sick right now, you need to be taken care of. It's like when you're sick, you don't go out and do jumping jacks or run a marathon. You lay in bed and you nurse yourself back to health. You don't do shit. You drink liquids and eat soup and you watch your favorite shows. That's all you do. And I'm not saying that's all you do now, but I'm saying is, you're emotionally sick right now, and you're like, I need to get back to work. And we're like, no, you need to take the day off, because you need to rest. So without trying to make it work out, letting the fact that it's going to work out be a knowing, and that you don't have to do anything to get this person back except heal your emotions and work on the story as you're experiencing your emotions, right? So when you're feeling the pain, you're allowing it. I feel like shit. This sucks. This is what happened, but this isn't the end. But I know that this is the best thing for me. I know that this is ultimately leading to the best thing. I'm just kind of being vague, but you don't want to assume that it's over, but you also want to give yourself the space to feel all the emotions of what it feels like when you feel those like when it feels like it's over, right? Because you don't want to hinder the healing, and you don't want to take yourself too far away from your manifestation with your language. So let yourself heal and purge, or heal and grow and get through this. Worry less about manifesting them and more about working, like being certain that on the other end of this is you guys happy, healthy, whole together, and that this thing that's going on is what needed to happen to get you there. So we're welcoming it and we're allowing it. And we know that ultimately this is leading us to the best possible outcome. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, of course, but like that would be the perfect formula, recipe for getting through this. And again, taking care of yourself as much as possible. Mimi, you're doing the same thing. You're reacting to the 3D, and you need to slow your roll. You need to calm down, do some meditation, do some shit that brings me joy, do some gratitude journaling, stop looking at the 3D, stop worrying, and know that everything is working out. Yay, thanks, Dina. It's the last day to sign up for 360 Method, and then we begin next Monday. So 360method.co, that's the website to sign up. And we're going to do 8 weeks of group coaching. It's 8 weeks of group coaching, video modules. There are 8 weeks of meditations, affirmations, and of course, the homework that, we do homework every week here, but this is like super basic homework compared to what the 360's got. So if you like our homework assignments, then 360 is going to be really good for you. Sunny D. Just got diagnosed with cancer on Friday. How do I manifest out of this crap? Well, I'm glad you're here. I don't want to say that I'm sorry because I don't think that we even need to go there. I'm glad that you are happy, healthy, whole, and you are taking control of your language and your health and how you consider yourself from here forward. So, Sunny, first things first, I have 2 videos I want to suggest to you. One of them is on my podcast, and it's from a year ago. Actually, almost exactly a year ago, probably around the first week of June, and it's about manifesting physical healing in your body. I want you to look at that. That's my 4-step healing process. I also have a Mindset Monday episode from a little over a year ago, from mid-May, where I was dealing with Bell's palsy, and I did a live stream, and I was literally on there talking about it and showing how I do it in real time. So thank you, Dina and Leanne. And thank you, for putting those in the chat. And then if you don't mind linking that Mindset Monday. And then Dina put up immunity affirmations as well. So that's a track that I made. It's immunity affirmations. It's a blanket term, but it's basically a track, an affirmation track for talking about your health. Thank you. Okay, so all 3 of these are linked right here. Yay, thanks, guys. Okay, you said you've been chronically ill since childhood. Cancer shocked me. And it's interesting, and I hope I'm here with you. We love you. I just want to give you a forewarning. Sometimes my language is a little direct. So just know that everything I say is with love, and I really just want the best for you, and just want to give you the information in the best way that I can, so that you can make the best choices going forward for yourself. You said I've been chronically ill since childhood. Cancer shocked me. I would say, to me, that's not shocking at all. I think that's very sequential. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that somebody who's been chronically ill since childhood would manifest like cancer, right? So definitely please check out those videos. I know you obviously you'll do it afterwards, but one of the big things, like the first step in healing is disassociating with the name of it, right? So I've been chronically ill since childhood. Again, that's why, to me, that's a red flag that screams I'm going to be sick my whole life, because of all the experiences that you've had, and then having that label and carrying it throughout life. You're basically a walking billboard for pain and disease, as fucked up as that is. And so that's why I said I'm not surprised at all, because of course, why wouldn't you? So again, with love. So now we have to, I've been healthy my whole life. And actually, I'm so glad my body's so healthy. And this thing that whatever we're gonna call it something different. We can call it the another C word. My husband said the prancer. I was thinking, I don't know. Just name it something better, right? Give it some, I don't know. I literally can't even think of it. I was thinking like the crystal. I don't know. So it starts with a C. Because for example, I called mine, it was Belle's palsy. I called it Belle's perfection, because in my brain, I'm like, okay, Belle's a Disney princess, and her face is perfectly symmetrical. My face is perfectly symmetrical. Therefore, I'm as beautiful as a Disney princess. I have Belle's perfection. That's what my brain said. So that's what I called it. Sunny said the Prancer is hilarious since it's rectal. Oh, we love it. Okay. So whatever you decide, like we want to take away its power and we want to disassociate from it. So I want you to take away the idea that you've been chronically ill since never, I don't even, again, last time you should ever say it. And, unless you literally have to speak those words to your doctor, there's no reason why I should ever utter them again or define yourself. Like if that was a name, you're working at a store and your name tag says, "Hi, my name is chronically ill since childhood." Rip that name tag off, throw it away, burn it. And then we start the 4-step process. So 1, disassociating. 2 would be using visualization practices to see it cleaned and cleared out. So with this particular thing, I like what I did with my face is I looked up all the nerves that are in the face so that I could literally visualize. I knew exactly where this one, there's like a one nerve that starts out right here and then it branches out into your face and it goes like up here, here. So I knew exactly where to visualize the nerve endings turning on, and I would just do it over and over and over and over because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't really see. I just had to lay around all day. So I would just visualize and meditate all day long and affirm. So basically so you're meditating, you're visualizing it being cleared. So for this thing, I was visualizing it gone, visualizing erase, 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 erase. Or you can even take like a Photoshop tool and like circle it and then delete, and then it's gone. Like you just imagine it being gone over and over and over and over again. And then you're also using your affirmations to describe how healthy you are, how it functions perfectly. Obviously, I'm healthy. I'm getting better every single day. I've always been so healthy. My body's so strong. It's supporting me. I have a long, healthy life ahead of me. I'm so glad that my body's on top of this. Like I'm glad, wherever we are in this journey, I caught it now and we're working whatever you can, just something better than the worries about it, right? We want to switch any sort of worries or fears about the illness with the opposite of that. And then the 4th step is to actually do your physical. You're in the world healing, right? Definitely, this is not a substitute for medicine or any sort of physical healing. This is in conjunction with it because that is literally step 4 of the 4-step process. Don't forget the physical shit. Don't forget like I said, I had to take steroids to get to do my face. So I did the steroids, I did the meditation, I did the visualization, the affirmations, and then I did not say the name of it even while I had it. Okay. So Julie, we're here for you. Yeah, my instinct has just been telling me that it's your reactions. Like the manifesting is working, but if you can't keep the story going when it's confronting you with the opposite in the 3D, it's like almost like a waste of time doing your manifestations beforehand because it's literally like, why study if you're gonna fail the test? If you're not gonna you apply it at the test, there's no point in even studying, right? Like if you already know you're gonna fail, why even study? Waste your time studying. Go do something that's actually enjoyable with your life. If you don't, that's the way I think about it. So it's like, if you studied the manifestations, the visualizations, affirmations, all that stuff, that's your studying. And then when the 3D world presents you with it, right or wrong, good or bad, your job is to pass the test and agree, yes, it's exactly the way I said it would go. Yay, I did it. And then that forever for the rest of your life. Where's my crystal? Yeah, okay. Whew, I felt drained. I was like, I'm not holding my crystal, am I? That's okay. I feel like I'm okay because I'm grounded right now. So I'm sitting outside. Okay. Zodiac killer. What's my big 3? I am a Scorpio sun, Capricorn moon, and Leo rising. Snick, hey girl. This is not my pool, but I am sitting by it. I'm out of town for the weekend. Thank you, Lan. Says last call for super chats. Yeah, it is last call for super chats because I think I'm gonna jump in that freaking pool right there. Days says this community is so loving. I want to be friends with all of you. Thank you, Days. And we're a very supportive community. You can join the Facebook group, Black Moon Society, and if you go to my forum, roxytalks.com/forum, you can find a manifestation buddy or connect with the people there. We always have stuff going down in the forum, people connecting and stuff. So Don't forget to sign up there. Oh yeah, Leanne, thank you. And Leanne says, and we can hang out and be friends because we're meeting on September 12th at Disneyland, which is true. So we're taking a group trip to Disneyland September 12th. And yeah, please join us. If you want some info, Leanne put together a little dossier. She put together a little bit of info about places to stay and like when we're meeting and things like that. So if you want some info, I think that's on the forum as well. Is that on the forum or the blog? Forum. Yeah. RoxyTalks.com/forum. The Disneyland info is there as well. Thank you for reminding me, Leanne. Let's remind everybody every week from now on until then, so that if anybody out of town wants to go, they can start working on that. And I was busy with 360 stuff, so I kind of forgot about it. Not forgot, but I just forgot to talk about it. Okay. Anyways. Shantae, thank you so much for the super chat. You say, once I wrote down my assumptions, my 3D amplified those specific fears / assumptions all week. I believe it will be useful to have uncovered them, but I've been having an uncomfortable period while I try to rewrite the stories. Seems like my ego is trying to protect me from letdown, or maybe it just doesn't want to be wrong. Probably all the above. Once you wrote them down and amplified them. So the awareness of them is allowing them to come to the surface, right? So I would say that even though it's uncomfortable to have them coming to the surface, they're there already. And either way, they're going to be manifesting for you. So don't fear that because you're seeing them more or it's more at the surface that it's a bigger problem. It's not that. It's just like, if you were standing in a dark room, you wouldn't know if there were any spiders in there. And if you shined a light in the corner, you would see the spider that's been there the whole time. But it doesn't make the spider any bigger, badder, or scarier. It just means that the light's shining on it now when it wasn't before. So now that the spider's there, the spider's there, how do you deal with it? Now that the light has been shined or shown there, how can you let go? So I think that the protecting you from letdown and not being wrong, I think that those are probably both valid and they're probably both going on. And so what if I'm wrong? And I don't care. I'll be wrong. Let it be wrong. I don't care. Be wrong. Let's be wrong all day. Because wrong is actually just finding out getting closer to right. Wrong is just getting closer to right. So really, is it that wrong at all? Probably not. So let's not make it a big deal. Or let's not make it a thing. Is my point is make peace with it. Let it be okay. And then let it protecting you from letdown. Well, why would other people let you down? Because you have expectations on them that they're not going to fulfill. So let's stop expecting them to not fulfill. And then maybe let's not worry about not being fulfilled in those ways from them. Or, just changing the story so that it's not on them to provide you the happiness that you need or to come through for you, because you always come through for yourself and that people are people and they got their own stuff going on and we respect that and that's really cool and everything's always working out for everybody. So I'm not really worried or something, right? Just again, switching the energy into something that actually works for you. And letting it so what if they let me down? No one's perfect. Nobody on the planet can provide for you what you can provide for yourself, right? So again, let's not try to make them. Let's not make it their job. If they do, that's great. If they don't, that's great too, because the universe will provide it to you somehow. Great. And again, just always going back to that story. Okay, I'm going to get to you in just a minute. Casey, Julie, we had some from Julie from before. Julie says, I know I could slap myself. I try scripting the opposite, but when it comes up, I get upset. I feel stuck in the past. Even my dreams are upsetting. I'm trying so hard, but there's so much going on. Yeah, there is a lot going on. I think that's the problem is you have a lot going on and maybe I just heard the word bypassing in my head. Maybe you're focusing, you trying to work on the manifestation of SP is really hindering you from doing the healing that needs to be done for the other stuff that's going on. And so everywhere you're not able to fully get there because you're not putting enough, there's not enough attention or effort put in any of the directions so that nothing can get done. It's like if you were trying to do 20 tasks at once and you kept doing a little bit of each one, nothing would get done, you know? So the same is, this is, you know what? Everyone has the same thing going on. I see the same problem here is that we got something painful or traumatic or emotionally upsetting to deal with. We don't want to deal with it, and we just want our manifestation instead. And that trifecta is a recipe for a problem. It's a recipe for being stuck because the purging wants to be done on its own. The healing, we'll putting the purging, the healing, that part, the emotional part as like one aspect of it. That thing needs to be done first because that thing is that's the bloody wound, and you're worrying about mopping the floor. Why is my floor so bloody? Bitch, because you're bleeding all over the place and you refuse to deal with the wound. And you're going to keep bleeding and you're going to keep having to mop shit up until you stop, until you heal that wound, right? Until you address it. So let the wound be addressed, but do it with love. Do it with acceptance. Let it be okay. If it's the worst thing in the world, then okay, bring it on. Because the more you try to fight it, this is what happens. It just gets worse and worse. You become sicker. It's like holding it when you need to throw up, and you hold it in, it just gets worse and worse. So let that shit out. Let it be okay. And then you apply the next part, right? But I think this is coming up for a reason. This is the third time this has come up in a super chat where we're trying to do all of the things at once. And I think they want to be done sequentially. And that's what I'm getting. That's the impression I keep getting is we're doing it backwards. Your body wants to throw up and you're stuffing cake in your mouth, right? It's like, no. You're not going to be able to hold that cake down either, you know, like, cause everything's coming up. So you could, you're about ready to get rid of dinner and you're putting dessert on top of it. Guess what's not staying? Dessert's not staying because dinner's not staying. Does that make sense? It's like, yeah, you know, and everything. Yeah. Okay. So give the things their proper space. The emotional stuff needs to be felt, dealt with, and accepted head on. Okay, Casey says, after much thought, I realized I cannot form my own independent path while living with my parents. I have zero interest in manifesting their support, only want to manifest avoiding homelessness when they kick me out again. Advice. I thought there was more. Was there more that you put, Casey? Zero interest in manifesting their support. Not having their support doesn't bother me, or at least someday it won't. I'm only interested right now in finding myself and creating and finding your own path. Okay. You also said to somebody, if I tell them I'm not going to go into information technology, they're going to tell me to get out. My mom already told me she doesn't believe in unconditionally loving your child. So fuck it. Okay. All right. So, okay. I just heard again in my head, purge, peace, new story. So, no, purge, peace, positivity. There we go. Purge, peace, positivity. There's the formula. So, Casey, how exciting that you are on your new path now. And whether or not they show it, we're glad that they're getting it and they let you be yourself. We'll just, at the very least, like, we don't have to say something positive, but let's just at least say something neutral so that you're not like working against yourself. Like, it'd be like, you know, tying a hand behind your back to juggle just because somebody said you should do it one-handed. Whatever. It doesn't, I don't know. My point is, there's no point in affirming that they don't support you. I know you don't want to work on it, but I just, in my opinion, it's like it's an upper hill battle. It's going to be harder if you keep, maybe it's not. Maybe actually I don't know you. Let me not say that. You do your story. My advice would be to go neutral with it. Maybe if you can't go positive, at least go neutral. Like, I'm glad that they at least see my side. Cool. And they're not going to stand. They're not standing in my way, you know? And instead of like this idea of, I can't do it unless I get away from them. I can't, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to blah, blah, blah. It's more about like, I would see this as your period of empowering yourself of like, oh my gosh, I'm about to move out on my own. I'm doing my own thing. I'm coming out from underneath the thumb of people who have been repressing me. I'm about to bust out and live my life. I'm so excited. This is Casey's new chapter, you know, just like Casey's becoming a butterfly. Just turn it into from this, man, fuck them and what they're doing, which I understand, but turn it more into like, oh, yas, Casey time, right? Like just who cares what they've done, except like, thank God that they have pointed you in the direction that you're about to go in, because that's where your best life is. I'm looking for more Casey comments, but then I see Ashley Saunders says, I just jumped on here. I wanted to share that I'm moving into my new apartment. I manifested this week and I'm super excited. I knew that place was mine when I walked in. Yes, proud of you. Magda, is the 360 a workshop or a course? It's kind of both. So it's a program. There is video module lessons. We'll call that video lessons. There are group coaching sessions every week. There are how do I want to call it? Transformative homework where you kind of dive deep, doing journaling, figuring out what's going on in your world, and then also like applying 360 method. Like that's a big part of it, is the homework that you do outside of the coaching. And then there's meditation for each module and affirmations for each module. So the idea basically is like, again, 360 is like all day long, top to bottom, inside and out. So the course, the program is going to be different ways of applying all these things and learning and practicing it in your life and kind of hitting it from every angle. So yeah, it's a workshop, it's a course, and basically it's a program. And we're doing it live and it starts next week. 360method.com. Kiani, I love you. Kiani says, wow, Sunny, you've always had the best health. That's so sweet. Yes. Okay. Shantae says, it's weird with our words. Sometimes we're so used to affirming the ideal. It's useful that you're teaching us more lately that it's sometimes necessary to put it on hold and heal. Yeah, the reason I'm teaching is because it's you guys. You guys show me what to teach because you're all going through it at the same time, and it's evidenced by what's going on in Mindset Monday. You see how at the end of the day, everything always goes back to the same thing. And I noticed that in my coaching too, like my clients on the same days line up in the weirdest ways. They have like the same stories and it blows my mind every time. Leanne says, Casey, I used to be a pet sitter. I got paid to live in a really nice house with a pool for weeks at a time. There may be some opportunity like that out there for you. Absolutely there is, Casey. There's all kinds of opportunity. There's every opportunity that you, oh, look at Coyote out there. Oh, Coyote, you're on TV. There's every opportunity that you say there is, you know? So again, Casey, this is like, who cares how much money you have in your pocket? You have, or to your name. People have done more with less, you know? So, and I don't mean that to diminish you. I'm saying open it up and like, I got all this. I got my mind. I know exactly where I'm going. I have the support of the people that love me. I have my own love, myself, love of myself. Excuse me. And I can't wait to see what's next for me. Oh my God, Leanne said, and they put me on their insurance and let me run errands in their Tesla. Casey says, my best friend is a babysitter and has helped me find and live in nanny jobs. I can totally do something like that when I get over my fear of human trafficking. Guess what, Casey? Then you're never getting that fucking job. Getting over a fear of human trafficking? Come on. How do you don't? There's no end to that, right? I mean, if you're waiting until you're not afraid of something scary that the 3D world keeps happening to us more and more, you're never going to get there. And again, I say this with love. This is a pattern I've seen with you. Oh, I can do that as soon as I blah, 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 blah. No, then you'll never, because you'll find some other reason to why you can't. And it's a pattern I see in you. And it's definitely okay to be cautious. And I don't want you to get kidnapped. And I absolutely be conscientious of it, because that shit, I don't want to affirm it, but like, you know, operate with caution in your world, but also intend for your own safety. You know, like, it's horrible that that's happening. Luckily, I'm completely safe. I'm doing background checks. The people that I work with are completely vetted. I know that I'm okay. I'm always going to be safe. The universe keeps me safe at all times. You know, you want to adopt those kind of mentalities, because like Shantae says, our fears manifest. And my psychic always tells me that your fears manifest, and they manifest fast because they have more power behind them. And meaning, because you think them longer, you think them stronger, you have been thinking them a long time. So you have to be really careful about how much time you're allowing yourself to affirm your fears. Jennifer, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you. Cherise says, I keep forgetting to keep setting more manifestations because there is really no end. Even if you are married, you still want a great marriage. You want weekly dates, etc. Yeah, there is no end to it. And your partner is not going to be your answer to happiness. And that's what I try to tell, you know, a lot of people that are working on manifesting a specific person, and they feel really lonely and they're really sad about it. They don't have it. I'm like, you need to understand that they aren't going to do anything about that. You may like hide those things for a while, but eventually, like the spiders in the corner, they don't go anywhere, and they're always there lurking. So they're always there manifesting ultimately. So if you don't deal with feeling afraid and lonely and being alone now, feeling afraid, you know what I'm trying to say, afraid of being alone and being lonely, if you don't deal with that fear now, having a partner will not change it. It'll just manifest distance with your partner. Leanne says, I'm afraid of being too sexy. Oh my gosh. I just don't have the time to juggle all that attention. Oh my God, Leanne, you're such a comedian. Okay. Naya says, you literally answered my question. Yay. Okay, perfect. Cherise says, it's really about forgetting to focus on yourself forever. That self-concept must stick always, because everything around us sometimes is out of our control. Yeah, the concept is important, self-concept, because even if you're, 65 and happily married, your self-concept is still manifesting your 3D reality. So I just don't see when it's ever applicable to not give a shit about it. I mean, unless your life is fine, of course, then like, what are you even doing here? Why are you hanging out with all of us trying to fix our world? Just kidding. JS, check out my I would direct you to my free it's on my website under the free resources tab. It's a manifest a specific person masterclass. I would say check that out, because the way you're describing your person is definitely manifesting, and it might give you some more like ideas to use instead of sats. And I also have a ton of other manifestation SP videos here on YouTube. But I would just say that the masterclass on my website will kind of give you some like important things that I think you might be missing here. Okay. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Leanne linked the free masterclass in the chat. Okay, Snick says, any advice for finding what needs fixing? I've meditated and asked myself, and I get nothing. Okay. Snick, how long are you meditating? Yeah, how long are you meditating? How long do you meditate before till you decide you got nothing? $30 to 40 minutes. And are you doing I know we talked about it before, but I can't remember what kind of meditations you're doing. Are you doing guided or like blank? You meditate in the morning. Okay, good. Yeah, and tell me your actual meditation process. I just want to know like what kind you're doing and like where your mind's at during that time. Blank. Okay. So where did your question? What needs fixing? Okay. Casey, girl, delete this shit. No, not even. We're not putting that in the chat. With love. Love you. Okay. Why are you affirming that kind of shit? Great men treat women like queens, especially women like you, and especially men that you're attracted to. Okay. Snick, you said what needs fixing? Are you talking about internally, like within yourself, or like in your 3D world? Tommy says, and hi, Tommy. I once got a vision an hour in. Sometimes there's a lot of noise to quiet. Yeah, I definitely get a lot more information the longer I'm in meditation. Yourself. Okay, what needs fixing within yourself? So, I keep hearing journaling. Maybe you need to do some journaling and just let your pen hit the paper. And maybe it's not about, and I don't know what you're asking, if you're asking like what needs to be fixed. Maybe it's because you're not getting anything because they're like, bitch, nothing needs to be fixed because nothing's wrong. Maybe we need to look at it in a different way. It's like, how am I standing in my own way? What can I improve to make myself happier? What can I improve to make my life better? Like, maybe you should form your questions in a way that are more supportive of you, because maybe your inner self is like, bitch, nothing. Are you kidding me? Nothing's wrong over here. And like you said, last time all I saw was literal stars, like a night sky. Okay, I want to challenge you for this. Next time that happens, try to zoom in on one and try to like go into it and see what happens, because I go into weird places in my meditations. Like I go all over the freaking universe and beyond. So literally like if you were in a movie or you were on a computer, like visualize like zooming in and like blowing up and seeing what's there, and just try going there. Sheree says, Roxy's SP workshop works for me last year so well with my ex, but then I realized I was codependent and I really didn't want him after I truly tapped into my power. Guess what? That means my shit worked. That's exactly what I designed it for. Because I wanted to make sure, it's about like realizing it's not about necessarily how to manifest an SP. I have countless stuff like that there's so much stuff about how to manifest it. What the real issue is, why aren't they here now? What are you doing to keep it apart from you? And that's what the program is designed to do. And so I love that it made you realize that you were definitely manifesting way too small for yourself and that you deserve better. And thank you for that glowing review, because that shit meant exactly what I was trying to go for. I'm just going to take a little screenshot and thank you. Okay. And not that, okay, let me rephrase this. Not that I want to convince you to drop your person, but if you're in a place where and shit's not good, you have to be able to realize that it's not good and why, right? And so that you can move forward. And it could be with that person or not, but staying in a situation that's not healthy for you or that person is not like better, right? The point is to find yourself and manifest the relationship that works best for you. So that is what the course is designed to do. Victoria said, me too. I did Roxy's workshop wanting to get my ex back, got my ex back and realized, yeah, I'm good. Okay. I gotta, you know what? I gotta keep the conversation going. I gotta have both parts of the conversation. Okay. Casey says, my bestie sent a post from a woman in a local babysitting group looking for a live-in nanny, sent in an application. Let's cross my fingers. I get this. Good for you. And listen, It's a Facebook group, so that's great. So you can, or you said local babysitting group. I assumed it was Facebook. Is it Facebook? If it is, then do some research, find out who they are, look at their friends. You know, you can even like interview them if you wanted to. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you doing your own research and making sure that they're right. And I think that like the family would probably appreciate that you would do your own due diligence as well, you know, to make sure that it's the right situation for you, because you want it, you know, everybody to mesh as well as possible. Julie, we're here for you. We are here for you, and we're going to work on this. It takes patience, it takes awareness, but it really takes compassion for yourself. And maybe that's what I never said that before. So I think that's for you specifically. I think that there's compassion for yourself that is not being applied. It's lacking. And I think that you going down that road will serve you well. Okay. Oh, good. You said Facebook, and luckily your bestie said the mods do background checks. There you go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then you can always you know, make sure that you're sharing the information of like where you're staying, and make sure that multiple people know where you are, what the address is, and like let them know that multiple people know, like not in a creepy way, but just like, hey, I'm sharing my, you know, just letting you know that I've sent your address to, or you can even give them an emergency card. Here's my emergency information, and I've shared your address and your phone numbers with them as well. Just, you know, just ways to protect yourself, and then so that they know that you're not fucking around. And then put a layer of protection around yourself energetically. Okay. All right. I just hit the wall. All right. Let's go. Time for me to get in that pool. Oh, we have to do homework. Okay. Homework. I'm just looking at two people living their best lives, and I just want to. All right. I just want everybody to live their best lives for a week. Is that homework? Is that homework? Tiffany, have my friendships changed since I began my journey? It seems like a disconnect with some of mine since my journey to this is new you, like longtime friendships fizzling. Yeah, I definitely like had, when it happened, I had like a group of friends that I kind of just like stopped like being around completely. And it was really interesting because I had a birthday party, like right when I started kind of getting back, or was that when I first, I don't remember when it was. Sometime around that time, I had a birthday party, and I remember just like there was people I just like didn't want them to show up because there was just always drama, and it was just always something. And I remember thinking, only the best people are showing up, only the best people. It's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. And not one single person from that particular group showed up. And I knew that was like, oh, my manifestation worked. And so I think that's normal. And it's okay to withdraw and move forward, and friendships don't have to stay the same forever. Just, you know, send it away with peace, or, you know, with love. Okay. Hey, Tammy. Hello. Oh, Mango. Why did you do that? What did he do to you? He just was walking by. He just was walking by you. Mango, so territorial. Okay. I mean, Mango is so kind and friendly. She's such a nice, friendly girl. Yogi, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. Yeah. I really just want our homework to be about caring less about your manifestation and caring more about how to just make yourself content, you know? Live our best pool life. Is that good enough homework? The homework is to just... Okay, so it's the first week of summer, technically, right? In theory, right? First week of summer. Let's just make the most of it, you know? Make the most of this week. Make the most of being content. Make the most of being in the moment and enjoying what you can. My husband's saying something, but I can't read his lips. So I don't know what he's saying. Hey. Okay, good. Everyone's like, yes. Okay, so focusing on living our best life. The homework, yes. The homework this week is to live our best life. Yes. It's the first week of summer. Let's kick it off with a bang by just a me week. Can it be a me week? It's just about me this week, about me loving myself, having fun, and enjoying my life in the best way possible. Thinking about myself in the best way possible, knowing that as I'm doing that, all of my responsibilities and pains and worries and fears and doubts are working out in a better way because I'm living my best life in these moments. And that's the truth. So we want to practice turning our awareness into that, right? So yeah. Thanks, Tiffany. Practice being in the present moment and enjoying life to the fullest. Yep, that's our homework. You can't get an easier or better homework, I think. We didn't talk about last week's homework. Fudge. Well, we did talk about Shantae a little bit, and we answered that. Okay. Shantae says, so healing too, a me week. Yes, absolutely. And knowing that healing feels good and healing is, let's not think of healing as something negative. It's something that we want to welcome on. We love it and we're excited to do it and to get to do it. And then Leanne put the link to the forum, the homework page as well, roxytalks.com/forum/homework. If you want to connect with other people and share your homework results and find a manifesting buddy. Gemma says love and light from the Facebook group. Hello, Gemma. Thank you. Okay. Mama of 4 Wilsons, your phone froze, but perfect timing. I'm going to head out and jump in this body of water here. And I hope you all enjoy living your best life this week. And when we get back together, let's talk about what that did for us. And yes, Dina, thank you. Sign up for 360. It's the last day if you want to join 360 Method. We're getting started next week. So get signed up today. 360method.co. Not com, but co. And get your info there. If you have any questions, you can always email us at hello@roxytalks.com. And Leanne will get you all the info that you need. And I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much for showing up. And, love yourself and appreciate yourself for showing up. And enjoy your week. I know you will, because it's going to be the best week of your life, right? All right, I'll talk to you all later. I love you. I appreciate you. We're raising our vibrations together. You're the power I believe in. Bye.